Hello and welcome to the Legacy Crusaders YouTube channel. This is Benji and I'm here with my boy Brian. What's up, Brian?
What's going on? This is Brian from the Yugiverse.
So check out the Yugiverse, link in the description. What did you do, Brian?
I went to Philly Regional with, well, some people would call it spicy, but I just call it my own. Build of Pendulum Magicians with Endymion servants and the Mighty Master of Endymion. So basically, Pendulum, Endymion, Guard Dragon, Magician combo deck. I don't know, whatever, but
cool.
Yeah, some fun stuff.
What'd you finish?
18.
That's pretty good. There's like 700 people in that regional, right?
625, I think, to be exact.
All right, yeah. There's always like a lot of people there.
Yeah,
anyways,
it's pretty intense.
Do you want to do shout outs now, or you want to?
Shout outs to Ronald. Shout outs to Ray. Shout out to my boy Josh. Shout out to everybody at King's Games. You already know what it is.
Hi, Ronald. Hi, Ray.
Hey.
All right, guys.
Shout out to my boy Avik.
Hey. All right, cool.
Been there for me since the beginning. You already know.
All right.
So
want to get into the deck or anything else you want to do?
Nah, let's just get right into the deck.
All right, cool.
So we're gonna start off with our turbo cards. 3 copies of Dark Worm with its search target 1 donut. Okay, sure.
All right.
And then it's 3 copies of Servant and then 1 copy of Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I can't say his name.
It's like so long. And then
He's got more text than any other card in the game.
what is it, like a little bit over 500 words?
Something like that.
Okay, so then we're gonna go into the 2 Jackal King, which is what you would basically want to summon off of the servant so that you can prevent yourself from getting Nibiru.
Yeah. Did anyone Nibiru you?
Yes. I was playing against the Cyber Dragon Orcus combo deck, and then I didn't get to summon Nibiru one time, and he just Nibiru'd me, and I was like, wow.
Oh, because you didn't get Jackal.
Yeah, okay. And then I opened Nibiru too, because I was expecting him to like go first, but he made me go second. No, I was
he made you go first.
Second, yeah, and then he made me go first. I was like, wow, I can't really play with my hand. I did what I could. He Nibiru'd me, and then on his turn, I Nibiru'd him.
That's why I like it going first. Cause they have to break. They got to do 5 summons to break your board.
I was just unaware. I was just really unaware of the fact that, like, for some reason, when Cyber Dragon Nova gets sent to the graveyard, I was completely unaware that he would just summon something else.
Yeah, Mechaba or a Rampage, some sort of fusion.
I gave him a huge token plus I like a Cyber Dragon like Rampage or something like that, and it was like broken. I just lost.
All right.
I scooped right there.
So that was the game you lost. Okay.
More turbo cards. Chronograph and a Time Gazer.
Alright.
We're gonna start going to the Magicians now. But yeah, Chronograph is broken. You want to open him with
How often did you summon something from your hand with Chrono?
Almost never, because I never really had to.
Okay.
So that's like the good part about it. And if I did, like, it was usually because he was in my hand and whatever. But
alright.
And then into the Magicians now. 3 copies of Harmonizing, 2 copies of Black Fang, 2 copies of Purple Poison, 1 copy of Oath Dragon, 1 copy of Dragon Pit, and 1 copy of Dragon Caller. So basically, this is a Magician package. Harmonizing is the most important combo piece for the deck, and then everything else follows. You want to summon these.
The Black Fangs and the...
You want to summon the Black Fang or the...
Purple Poison.
The Purple Poison, so that you can go through your Savage. But if you're playing like Sky Striker and you're feeling pretty safe, you could summon one of the level 7s if you already saw the Dark Worm, and then just make BLS.
Oh, that's what you were using to make it.
Yeah.
I know one of your things is making the BLS link.
Yeah. So like this is weird like thing that they like. So, like Sky Strikers don't really pay attention to where like Shizuku actually goes, because most people don't play the BLS link. So you can make the BLS link where the Shizuku points, and then they won't be able to like combo off of your BLS where they make like Phoenix and then Shark Cannon something and then make Ninkirsu, send everything to grave. They're gonna have to work a little bit harder for that.
Alright, cool.
And then 2 copies of Archfiend Eccentric. This card came in so clutch when I opened it with Servant. It's a free spell. It destroys back row if you're going second, and it gets rid of Mystic Mind, it gets rid of multi-roll, it gets rid of cards that you know are going to be like Widow Anchor. You can blind snipe and get lucky. Like I blind sniped like 3 Solemn Strikes that day, and like it saved me from losing so many times.
I just like the idea of it being a spell for your servant, and then you can still play another one.
And it's a scale 7.
That's a good scale.
So it's like pretty decent, you know?
Yeah.
And then 1 copy of Aether.
The Evil Empowering Dragon.
I was kind of thinking if I should bump him up to 2, but the thing is that he's such like really weird, because he's a scale 4, but he's a level 6. And the thing is that like his pendulum effect is so irrelevant, it doesn't really help at all. But his summon effect is just you target a monster every time it's normal or special summon, and you just banish it. They have to respond or they lose a monster.
Cool.
It's pretty good.
That's the target for Heavenly Spheres,
For
right?
yeah, Heavenly Spheres. Or if like everything goes wrong and I banish it because I have to, I'll just bring out the Shooter again. The Shooter's pretty broken because he just allows you to like extend into so many other plays that you normally wouldn't be able to do if you didn't have the Shooter in the deck. Most people cut him out, but I think keeping him in and just siding him out game 2 and 3 is probably a better idea.
All right.
And then 3 copies of Allure of Darkness. Basically like free draw power. You're always gonna have a dark to banish unless you like just got a little bit like of a bad hand. But most of the time it doesn't really happen, to be honest. You usually always have a dark to banish for it. So
Almost everything's dark, right?
yeah, and then let you dig deeper into the deck so that you can get your combo pieces out. 3 copies of Dragon Shrine.
All right.
So this is pretty much just to send Dark Worm.
Free special summon, free dragon, free search.
Free search. Basically, it's just say special summon Dark Worm from the deck. That's honestly what it should say.
I try to put that in lots of decks.
3 copies of Duelist Alliance.
Ooh, that I think is interesting.
Mainly because you can search out pen call. It's a free spell. They ash it or they don't. If they ash it, then it's kind of like a 1-for-1. But if they don't, then they realize that they have to deal with a pen call. And if you haven't summoned anything at all yet, they might have to worry about the fact that you have a Dark Worm. So it's gonna be pretty tough to get over that after if they don't ash the Duelist Alliance. So 2 pen call. I was thinking about bumping it up to 3 because I always want to see it. But to be honest, playing it at 2, I see it just about as much as I want to, and I'm satisfied with the results that I've been getting from it. Just playing it at 2.
But do you think it makes more sense to play that over the Duelist Alliance at 3?
Yeah, because the Duelist Alliance is kind of just like a bait for the Ash. Like pretty much if they don't respond to the Ash with anything, I mean
To the Duelist
sorry
Alliance.
about that. If they don't respond to the Duelist Alliance with anything, then they have to deal with the fact that you have a pen call and possibly a Dark Worm. And since they don't know what you're gonna have in your hand, they're gonna probably panic and like ash something that's not supposed to be ash, because that's happened to me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Alright.
like, oh, he got a pen call. I wonder what else he has, and then I somehow get servant to 3 before I use pen call, and then they ash the servant, and then I just activate pen call, and it's continue to go off, and then I get to activate the servant effect again anyway. So
Okay.
it's like it's pretty much more of like a mind game, honestly, with them.
All right, cool.
And then just to top it off, we have 2 copies of Spell Power Mastery.
You were bringing with 3?
Honestly, at 3, it's too much. Like, well, for me, so many people want to play it at 3 mainly because of the fact that it's like broken, especially if you open Servant. But the thing is that you already have enough spells to get Servant to 3 counters, and this is just like a win more card if you already did it. Yeah, you can search Endymion, but like you could just summon it out if you really had to, or draw into it with the Lure of Darkness, and then it's just like, I don't know. I mean, at 2, I think that it's more than good enough.
Okay.
And then just to top it off, 2 copies of Pot of Desires. Shout out to Ronald. You know what I mean?
Beautiful ulti desires.
Yeah. Shout out to Ronald for the desires, you already know. But yeah, this is pretty much just more draw power, free spell. If they ash like the pen call and you open this, like you're pretty much gonna end up opening or drawing 2 magicians or 2 more spells or something that's gonna help you in the long run, because the way the deck is built, that you're pretty much not gonna just draw into anything that you can't use.
Right.
So it's like you're always gonna have something to do, you're gonna have something to use. Like the worst hand you could possibly open is a bunch of high scales, which you don't play much of anyway.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, I think the deck is pretty good. And if you pilot it right, definitely, it can take you places.
All right. Let's see the side deck, or the extra deck first, I guess.
Well, the extra deck. Then we have 1 copy of Metal Force Electromite. This is also technically like Ash bait or like Ogre bait, because if you open like really good, you can pretty much have like 4 monsters on board without having to normal summon or pendulum summon at all. And then to be honest, like that is just like, okay, you're gonna respond or not, and if you don't, I'm gonna just combo all over you because I'm gonna have negates out of that and stuff. So it's just like that. Then you're gonna have 1 copy of Beat Cop as the backup, so that you can continue to combo if they do ogre you and stuff like that. And then you're gonna start going to the Guard Dragon package, which is 1 copy of Guard Dragon LP, 1 copy of Triple Burst, 1 copy of Guard Dragon Aggro Pain, and then the Hieratic Seal. So like in Pendulums, you always want to go into like Electromite and then go into the LP, Electromite and another monster under Electromite to make the triple burst so that you have the 2 slots open. And then
That gets you your Destrudo
that
or your
gets you
Aether.
Shudo or Aether, depending on if you're going first or second. And then you could just use that and that to go into the sorry about that. You go into the Agripane, you bring out the Vortex, and then
Usually you bring out Boral Sword too.
you could use Boral Sword depending on if you're going first or second. But usually, Odd-Eye's Vortex, you can special summon him in an attack, and then target another attack position monster they control, just bounce it back to the hand. So I feel like it has a lot of utility that people don't really know about like that.
Yeah, it's Omnigate.
And then the Heretic Seal just to bounce it, and then you can bring out the Aether or the Destrudo depending on how you feel. 1 copy of Borload just to get over like those problematic monsters that high attack can't just do anything to. Like take the Colossus and then just send it to graveyard. You could take a lot.
Okay. Hey, that's your out for this guy.
Yeah, and then BLS in case. So yeah, basically this is my out to this in case they bring it on me, or like Avramax too, because Avramax is also problematic. BLS is like really good against like Striker and anything that's like trap oriented. Alter Guys.
Did you summon this a lot? Because I always see you summon this thing
I
all the
summon
time.
this a lot. It's so easy to do. There's like a really cheeky combo where you could summon him, you could sit on him, right? And then you could kind of like full Guard Dragon combo. So what you would do is like you make LP here, right? You have to Pendulum summon 4 though, so it's gonna be heavy. You Pendulum summon 4.
This is after Electromite's on board already?
Yeah. So you're gonna have to make him whatever. You're gonna make him first.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have the extra monster. We're gonna have an extra 3 monsters because this is gonna be a dragon. So you're gonna have a monster here, and probably like 2 monsters, 3 monsters here.
Yeah.
So you're gonna take 3 monsters. You're gonna be left with one monster here.
Okay.
You're gonna make triple burst this way. And
Oh!
now, see, so what you're gonna do is that there's two link arrows pointing here. So you're gonna go to the effective LP, and then you're gonna bring out whatever you want here, an Aether or this is mainly like a going second combo.
Okay.
And then what you would do is you take the monster that you bring here and this, and then you would make
I still have 2. That's cool.
and then you would have this pointing here, and then you can just do that. You're gonna bring out Vortex over here. You're gonna take this and whatever monster you had here, if you want, or this and this, if you can. This and this, if you want to get rid of it like that. And then just go into like Borload.
Overload, Boral Sword,
Yeah, and
whatever.
then you could just take their monster, put it here if you want. You have a negate. If you can summon it and attack, have a bounce too. And then you're gonna have that extra monster here, so you can pretty much do whatever you want with it after. And then you're not gonna have a normal summon. So if it's a level 4 and you have a harmonizing in your hand, you could just normal summon it. Then just make Savage here.
Oh, okay.
So you're pretty much gonna have the Savage, and then like
All right, let's finish the extra deck.
Yeah, sorry
I'm
about
sure,
that.
No, that's fine. It's my fault. I'm sure someone's probably screaming, I just want to know what's in this deck.
So yeah, that was the BLS, and then just the 2 XCs that I played, Gusto and Abyss Dweller. So Abyss Dweller was like my response to like Salads, 2 Dracos. It was my response to zombies in case I played them. Gusto was to just like recycle the Guard Dragons, just in case like I felt like I had to go into the Guard Dragon combo again.
You ever use it?
Yeah, I only used it like 1 time though, and it was only because I was going against like a rogue hero player, and like he left the board wide open, so I was like, you know what, I want to try to see if this actually works. So I pretty much experimented. He could have easily OTK'd me, but I guess
You screwed up?
yeah, he just messed up. So, and then we're gonna go into the synchros. 1 FA Dawn Dragster, just in case you go up against like the Sky Striker player and you're going first. You can make him the Savage and the Vortex, and then just negate 3 things that they're gonna play and bounce something back right after. 1 Shooting Riser Dragon. He's level 7, but he's also a tuner. He has a pretty cool effect where you can send a monster that's a lower level than him and reduce his level by that much. So I would send Chronograph.
Okay.
And make him level 1. And depending on what deck I was playing, like Thunders, FA Dawn Dragster is not going to really do anything. So I would just single summon with the Vortex after using the negate, and then make the Savage.
Okay, so you'd use it over the.
Yeah, and then I would just use, and I would still have a bounce. So then I would just negate again. I got that idea from somebody else, but I don't exactly remember who. But
Steven
shout out,
was doing something similar with like Spell Canceller and Savage.
Oh yeah, that's
And
pretty
Lancia.
cool too.
He would make Dugaris and then send whatever he wanted to the graveyard and then bring it back with Dugaris.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
One copy of Ignister, just in case you're going second as well, and you want like that extra oomph. Like if you're going against like Pendulums, you can pop their scale and then shuffle something back from their field.
I missed that. That's broken.
And then, but yeah, that was just in case I would play the Pendulum player. But I really only went up against one, and I never really had the opportunity because I was so drained that round. It was like round 8. I was exhausted, and I just made a misplay to myself.
All right.
And then one copy of Borrelord Savage Dragon, just to top it off with the Vortex. But the Vortex doesn't really need an explanation because he is the boss monster for pretty much all Pendulum builds out there that are playing the Guard Dragon combo. But Warlord Savage, you know, you just equip the Link monster, you get that many negates, you gain half the attack, so it's pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
It just gets over a lot of things that, especially with the high attack, it gets over a lot of problematic monsters too. And it negates activation, so it can be used during the damage step.
That's always a great thing. We just need to go over the side deck, and then hopefully everybody hasn't gotten mad at me for asking too many questions. I like to think I ask questions that are relevant sometimes.
The side deck is pretty. I think it's pretty. Well, I think it's kind of different for myself. Well, for Pendulum players, 2 copies of Nibiru. Just in case I go up against Orcust, you know, they don't really open up a negate on their turn unless it's like the crescendo, but they have to set that. So I just Nibiru them and then.
All right.
2 copies of Sphere Rune. To be honest, I think Sphere mode is still better than Nibiru, but it is what it is. You know, I played both.
I agree, it's better because you can top deck Sphere mode. You can't top deck Nibiru.
Yeah, top deck in Nibiru is the worst.
Oh god, it's awful.
2 copies of Spellcancellor. This is in case I go up against Sky Striker and I go first, and I know I'm gonna that's it.
Pen summon, game over.
That's it. Like I might have my scales negated, but I mean I can still Pendulum summon.
That is true.
So the key is to have your scales up before you activate this.
Okay. In case anyone was unclear.
Yeah, because then you cannot activate your scales.
Okay.
2 copies of Mind Control.
All right.
Just to take like the Sky Striker link, and then Ray can activate.
Okay.
2 copies of Dark Ruler No More. I did side this and I never saw it. It was probably like the most useless card in my side deck, to be honest.
Can't credit a card to not being good for not seeing it.
No, useless as in I didn't get to use it.
Oh, well, you know
It
what I
saw
mean.
no use.
Oh, you drew it but saw no use?
No, no. I didn't even see it. So
Okay.
I didn't get to see use. Like, I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just I had no use for it because I never saw it.
Okay.
2 copies of Typhoon.
I love Typhoon.
This is a great card, especially up against like the random Imperial Order or the random anti-spell fragrance, and they have like a bunch of sets. Just target that, pop it.
Okay.
2 copies of Evenly Matched. Just to like, if you know they don't have anything to respond to with this, it's over. Like, you don't need your main phase 1 to set up. You can just banish everything, main phase 2 start comboing, and then they have to respond to you. They have to hopefully top deck something that's completely different. And then 1 copy of Imperial Order.
Sky Striker.
Yeah, well, not really, because if you go up against Pendulums too, then they can't use anything.
I guess if they're like those heavy Endymion builds and they're playing lots of allures and stuff.
Yeah, so it's like you open this against Pendulums, they have their scales, and then Servant loses its counters. They can't activate Duelist Alliance, they can't activate Pen Call, they can't activate Spell Power Mastery.
So they have to open a bunch of monsters.
Yeah, so they have to open up like, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, people have played this against me, and I would main deck. Well, I would use the Purple Poison, get over that, and worst case scenario, I don't know. I guess Scoop.
All right. Well, we can't win every game.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say before we go?
To be honest with y'all, nah. I really don't have anything else to say, but it was definitely an experience because that was like the first time I've ever been to Philly Regional. I was honestly expecting to do really, really bad, but for some reason I pulled through. Throughout the end, I started getting a bunch more steam that like I didn't expect myself to have. Like I was just rolling. I was on a roll. I was feeling myself. I was confident. I think that's the key, man. Just be confident. Just
Play your deck the way you know you can play it.
exactly. Just don't try to think that like because something you saw is cool, like that's cool. They know how to play that. Just be confident in your deck. That's all I gotta say.
All right, Brian. Cool. Thank you. Everybody, make sure you check out the Yugiverse. Once again, link will be right here. See y'all next time.